server have already been posted.
Yep.
Hello, but your mic isn't working on the stream, mate.
Yeah, we heard nothing.
I'm hearing nothing as well.
Yeah, nothing at all.
Just for music.
We thought you were deliberately holding it out. It is just in music. It was just in... Nope. No,
We're hearing ourselves now. Hello, chat.
Oh, there it is.
So Breadman's muted himself somehow in the stream. We can hear him on Discord, but you guys can't hear him out there on the internet. Hello. I suppose, please bear with us with these technical difficulties, because we want to hear Breadman's beautiful voice.
Yep.
Listen to these calming audio that we have in the background. We will also introduce ourselves at some point.
Yeah.
Yep.
We are working on it. Don't worry, chat. It's getting there.
It's just awkward because we're talking to him in Discord via the
You can't hear
channel,
him.
and you can hear everything we're saying in Discord. Isn't that amazing?
We can hear you, but the stream's on quite a delay. Kind of waiting for that to come up.
No, I don't think so.
Share thine screen, Breadman.
What we need is for someone to repeat every word Breadman says about a second after he says it, and then we'll be alright.
A mediator.
Exactly, that'll do it, right?
When you tested it via recording, was it working with your voice?
Can they still hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Yeah, they can hear
Okay.
everything we're saying. Amazing.
Gotcha. What I could do is I could probably just mute everyone and then have my mic repeat Breadman's mic, if that makes sense. It'd be really jank, but I think it'd work. You wouldn't be able to hear me though.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, so
Okay.
we're gonna try and turn it off and on again. So if you click on the cog wheel underneath your microphone and go to advanced audio properties. Oh god, I'm hearing myself again. Check the audio tracks.
I wonder if he needs to make it mono.
One sec. Is the stream on or is it paused?
It's on again, yes.
It's on.
Right, how's
Can we
that?
hear Breadman yet?
Can we hear
Okay,
it yet?
Apparently the voice chat is a bit of a mess because someone's like spamming noise in the voice chat.
Oh, I think I heard Redman in the stream.
Can
Did I
you
hear
guys hear me now?
I deafened myself for a bit and I still heard him.
Somebody saying they can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
They can hear
in
me.
the stream.
Oh my god,
Right.
yes, we can hear you.
See,
Okay.
see,
Oh my
There we go.
god. Okay, guys, right. Hi, welcome to the stream. Thanks, guys, for filling in for me there, because OBS apparently didn't want to hear my microphone. Hi, I'm Breadman. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the stream. The stream. We have 877 viewers at the moment. Holy shit! Thanks for coming. Seriously, this is like a crazy evening for us. Tensions are a little high. We want to make sure that we can get this released properly for you guys in the next hour. We're kind of at the mercy of Steam when it comes to actually pushing the button. So just bear with us. This is a pretty casual stream tonight. We're gonna have a little conversation, I think, with the guys, and then we'll hit the button for the countdown, and then we'll release. So we got quite a lot of the team here tonight. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. Thanks, by the way, for filling in for me there, because that was crazy.
Oh my god, yeah. So, okay, hello, I'm Trevi. I'm the voice of Bad Cop, but I also do a bunch of other voices in the game as well as lighting art, and I did some promotional material stuff. Yeah.
I'm 1UpD. I'm one of the programmers on the project, and I've ended up doing a lot of other stuff as well, like some of the level design, a lot of our sort of process and scripting things as well. Happy to be here tonight.
I'm Leximon. I'm another programmer and mapper guy, map-based guy. Not that much to say.
Hi, I'm Sanshia. I am the weapon animator. I do the weapons. That's my main role in the team.
Hey, I'm Spencer. I do the music for the game. Yeah, dude, it's been a ride.
Hey there, I'm Kralik. I do models and model-related stuff like animations, and also just generally assets as well. So some 2D stuff and a few other things around the place.
Is it me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's you.
Yes.
Go for it.
Hi, my name is Nosmo. I was brought into the team to help with some of the first-person view model stuff. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that this finally coming out.
Cool.
Yeah. CW3D is unfortunately not here, but he is the voice of Wilson and the Stuka-Bats.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, unfortunately CW can't be with us, which is a shame, but he's here in spirit, I'm sure.
Yeah, Max is also not in here with us at the moment, but he recently rejoined the Discord. He's our community manager for the first couple of years of the Discord and mods development.
So we got like a little I guess it's an itinerary here. So first thing we're going to talk about is why release now. Is it ready? Yes, it is ready. Entropy 02 is ready to play. We have done so much testing. I think because we're perfectionists, I think there are things that we would still like to change and work on, and if we had the chance. And some of these things will be coming certainly in like post-release patches and fixes and hot fixes and things like that. But for the most part, I think it's like 99% ready to go. Wouldn't you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been playtesting the whole thing recently with some of the other devs in the chat, and we're always just like, regrets. There's always going to be some regrets when you release the thing. It's like, we should have done this. So yeah, it's ready to play,
Absolutely.
but there's always going to be things that we wish we did a bit differently.
And testing, when you think about our testing, I'm pretty sure we've been doing it for well over a year. When did Alpha even start? I don't even remember when we started our Alpha
Long
testing.
old time ago now.
It was the end of 2020, I think.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Like,
And-
I think it was
years.
like
Oh my
August
God.
2020 was when we started the alpha test. That went for about a year, and then we went into the beta.
Was it really 2020? Holy crap.
Isn't it unbelievable?
It's just... I just can't believe it. Like,
Basically, like, almost exactly 2 years.
yeah, just about, isn't it, actually, when you think about it?
Yeah, a lot of testing.
But even still, it's not quite perfect, which is why we have post-release development.
That's it. The game is certainly playable start to finish. All the achievements are in and working. Trevi and our testers have helpfully verified that for us. So it's all good to go. We can't wait to get it into your hands. Really excited to look at the feedback that we get, and we're super excited to look at all of the lore discussions and such that I'm sure will arise.
So excited.
I mean, it's quite important, the reasons why we're releasing it now and not later, because I'm sure people are going to be thinking, well, you know, if it's still got bugs, why are you releasing it now? Why don't you just release it next year or in a month? You know, it's because we have lives, I suppose. We need to release it at some point, and there's annual leaves and jobs and stuff to sort of count into that.
Do you know, it's a really good point. I can't even remember. I need to count this. Right, I've had so many jobs since working on this project. So many jobs. So I'm going to count. Hang on a second. When I started on this project, so I was working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've had 6 jobs, and I got a new one the other day. So technically 7 jobs since working on this project, which is crazy.
Oh my word. It's 4 or 5 years, isn't it?
Yes.
Since you started.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's just...
I joined the project when I just started university, right? And you know, now I'm done. I've been done for a while. I've got my job as well, so it's like, wow, there's been a long couple of years.
Absolutely, yeah. I think I was in uni as well, like my undergrad uni when I started this, and now I'm in the games industry. What the hell? I would not have imagined that ever.
Yeah, crazy.
I just can't believe how many years it's been, and now it seems like it's gone really quick, but there were times in development where we were like, oh my god, we want to go faster. You know?
Our projection for when it would come out in like 2020 was in 2020, and then in 2021 we thought it was going to come out in 2021, and there's always more than we expected. It's been a long journey, but I'm glad we got here.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the quote is by right now, and it's bugging me, but there's this line that always sticks in my head, that games are never finished, only abandoned. And that kind of, it sounds somber, but the truth is, like, things can always be improved, but at some point we can't just hold on to it forever. You know, it's reached a point where it's a smooth experience. You know, it tells the story that we set out to tell, and we need all of you to be able to play it.
Absolutely.
It was, according to Google, Paul Valery in 1933 said a work of art is never finished, only abandoned.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Quite
Oh,
poignant.
that's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, I'm super happy with the story that we've written for Entropy 02. We put so much effort into the writing.
It evolved. We did a massive, like, almost like a rewrite at some point that sort of tipped everything on its head a bit. But
Which
it
one?
was so much for the better.
Which
Which one?
Yeah.
Like the ending. I'm not going to say anything. Just putting it out there. But we went through so many iterations of how this story would end, and I think we did a good job with it. I really think we put the effort in on that.
I'm so happy with the ending as it is. Like it feels right.
Absolutely.
Yes, this is going to be a spoiler-free stream, by the way.
Right.
Just
Yes.
just to you know, make sure you're not sweating.
Saying I like it isn't a spoiler.
But it's cool though. Like we want to keep it spoiler-free. We've done it all up to this point. I mean, like all of the stuff, like the Go Gnome. You know, we kept that secret for years.
Yeah, and now it's out. Yeah, that was one hell of a thing that we had to keep under wraps for a long time.
But you know, not many players have seen it. We kept the concept of it and, you know, under wraps for a long time, but we haven't actually shown it off, I don't think.
Well, they're going to get a great look at it when they actually play it in
The media
in 40 minutes.
the media
It's like a
tempest
really
said-
brief video of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like I was saying, at the Media Tempest, wasn't it?
Also, I wasn't expecting you to actually outright say that after saying that it was going to be a spoiler-free stream.
Spoiler-free stream. By the way, spoilers.
Whoops.
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one you get.
Yep.
That's just it. Yeah. So, like, should we talk about like how this all started? Like,
Yeah, go
I
for
don't
it.
know.
So, go on, tell us the origin story
The
of
origin
Entropy
story. I don't
Zero
know where to
2,
begin.
Redman.
Oh my god.
Go for it.
All right, so I'll take you back to about, I think it was December 2017. I just released Entropy Zero that that year, that sort of winter, fall. I can't actually remember the exact date at the minute, but it coincided with the release of Half-Life 2 Episode 2, 10 years to the day. And ever since that time, ever since I released Entropy Zero, I would just get messages from people all the time asking me to write a sequel. All the time, and I would be like a curmudgeon with them. It'd be like, no, I'm not spending another 2 years making a source mod because it was
Spend
a
another
pain in the
4 years
arse.
instead.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that, no. And to make a very sort of dreary year in terms of story, 2018 was a difficult year for me. I got really ill, and when I was ill, I basically had a lot of time where I was totally sedentary, like bedridden, like not able to do anything. And I would be in bed every day getting messages from randoms on the internet being like, hey, when are you going to make Entropy Zero 2? And I'm like, I'm in bed, my leg's falling off, you know. But eventually I sort of, I don't know, I think I just got bored one day and I thought, okay, well, what would an Entropy Zero 2 look like? I drafted up an original story for it in sort of, I think it was summer 2018, and it was totally different to what Entropy Zero 2 is now. I didn't really start to get working on that sort of until, I can't remember when I first spoke to you, Trivy. I don't actually remember when that was, but I know it's towards the end of the year.
It was on Steam as well, so I don't even have a record of it. I mean, I think the best I could do is open up our Discord DMs and scroll as far upwards as I can go, but I can't bother. That'd take forever.
Basically, I was working on a prototype, and this really nice guy in the community, a guy called Blue Soldier, gave me some lines for the prototype, which were like vocoded, and tried them out, and I thought, oh, you know, this could actually work, because the whole thing with Entropy Zero 2 is, if it was going to work, we have to have a protagonist who talks, basically, in order to tell the story. That was the whole thing. And in the first game, of course, Backup speaks, but those old beta lines from Volvo. So, you know, I was going to need a voice actor or something for it. So we did like a little prototype build for it. We got Blue Soldier to sort of do them, and then I got approached by Trivy. What's quite interesting, Trivy, is, you know, there's two sides to this, right? It was kind of you that started off Entropy Zero 2 in a way, because you were the one that persuaded me that we could do it.
Oh shit!
I think in our conversations, what we had, you know, you were saying at the time, I seem to remember you were saying it's a really good idea, the story sounds really interesting, you know, you were happy to do the lines for it, and that sort of coincided with this email response I got from Mark Laidlaw, which I'll have to share that at some point. It's on Twitter. I basically, over the years, I've pestered Mark Laidlaw more than I probably should have done, and he's been a really good sport and come back to me with like answers to some like really obtuse lore questions. In this case, one question I asked Mark was, you know, we've heard about Epistle 3, so did the Combine, in your, you know, in Mark's eyes, did the Combine reach the Borealis first, before the Rebels? And he came back to me and he said, oh, I don't know, basically. He basically said they never settled on that, and that I would have to figure it out myself. And I was like, going with that, and with what
Opened your
Shriven's
mind.
saying, that's it. Yeah, I thought, actually, you know, let's redraft this story with what Trivy's been saying in mind in terms of the characterization of Bad Cop, and Mark's sort of, oh, you'd have to make something up. It's like, okay, so maybe the Combine did find the Borealis first, you know, and sort of venturing down that path and seeing what would that look like on, you know, how would we actually manage that, you know? Is that something that I could pull off? And I think conversations with you, Trivy, you were like, you know, we could, I can't remember exactly what you said, but you had it in your mind that having a speaking protagonist would help us deliver the kind of story that I was trying to write.
Absolutely, yeah, because there's so much character you wanted to bring out of Bad Cop. You couldn't do that with mixing and mashing beta voice lines anymore. It's just not possible.
Yeah, exactly. We could only do so much, and CW did a great job with that for Easy 1, but literally we were so limited, really, with what we had. There was no way. How many lines have you got in Entropy 02, Trivi? Is it something ridiculous, like 200, 300? I think
How
it's
many
even more,
lines?
isn't
I
it?
mean, the thing is, because
Did you say 200 or 300? I think it's over 1,000.
Yeah,
Yes, it
surely.
is 1,285. Holy crap!
I'm
yeah,
pretty-
You're going to hear
pretty-
Trivy quite a lot, so I hope you like
you
it.
are. I hope you like it.
Yeah.
I think that it's
Unbelievable how much
there's a-
was recorded.
There's a good chance that a lot of that dialogue is unused too. Perhaps even like half or more.
Maybe.
It's just crazy.
I would guess maybe about a third. I'm not sure though.
I think.
We haven't really taken stock of that.
From what I recall, I'm sure the vast majority of it is used. There's maybe a couple things
Yeah.
that got. There was like a period. Pardon me, bloody ups the whiskey. There's a period that we went through where we sort of de-edgified Bad Cop a bit, de-cringified, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah,
and we did
tonal
cut out quite a
balancing.
few lines. So there's definitely a fair amount on the cutting room floor there. Not too much though, from what I recall. I mean, it was just like some of the worst lines in there. It'd be funny to go back and like revisit what did we actually cut and how bad was it really.
It's funny. It really highlighted to me how, when we did that, how writing is a process rather than you just sort of. I know this probably sounds really obvious to some people, but we would sort of draft writing and we would draft lines and then we would meet about the lines and we would talk about it and we'd go over them like 100 times. And we did that like 1,000,000 times throughout development. And we still ended up having this tonal balancing thing where we found that we still had lines that were way too edgy, or, we may have written a couple of lines like 2 years earlier when Bad Cop's characterization hadn't moved along, as much as it had at the present point, and the lines just didn't suit, or they were just bad lines that, maybe some lines that were literally still just fresh from draft that had just made it into the final. So it was really interesting doing that. So I'm gonna ask you guys this. What was your best non-spoiler Easy 2 moment you can remember?
I've been trying to think of an answer to that question, and I can't
It's a really
think
good
of an
question.
answer. I know. It's like, because, we planned this a little bit. We're
there's so
somewhat
many-
competent.
Like so I know generally what my answer would be. I can't think of like the specific story though. It's whenever there's moments that we like didn't script that felt like they were scripted.
Yeah.
There's a lot of situations where like an NPC will do something that just like works for the story, and we didn't tell them to do that. The system just kind of generated that moment, and I just love that sort of randomness when we find like the dialogue just syncs up just right in a way that maybe we didn't expect. There's a lot of scenes like that with scene queuing and with characters having responses and things like that where it just works better than expected even. So I wish I had like a specific story, but it's more of a general pattern. Does anybody have any examples?
I'm racking my brains.
You came up with one the other day, didn't you? You told me about one
I'm
to do
sure
with
I
the
did.
bull squids. It was the bull squids that ran through the window or something. Like you came back and the bull squids had, you kind of skipped them, and then you came back, and then they'd gone back to eat the corpses of some drones you just killed or something, and then you weren't expecting them, so then you kind of had to deal with a couple of more bull squids than you were expecting.
Well,
and
that
stuff
time
like
actually, I was messing around a little bit. I was trying to purposefully make sure that the bull squids would be okay there, and then I don't want to spoil anything, but it was just really funny how it turned out. Like the way the scene played out, where some Combine soldiers went back in there and got ambushed, and I felt a little bad about it. It was developer testing, so I was just messing around. But it was pretty funny how it played out. Like it was a departure from how the scene was supposed to go, because there weren't supposed to be a bunch of bull squids in that room, and instead of having an empty room, it was like 3 bull squids in there.
I've just remembered something, but I'll explain it carefully without spoiling anything, I promise. Okay.
Oh, here it comes.
You remember when we were dev testing C53, and we were testing a certain encounter,
Oh yeah,
and a certain
that-
NPC was left alive? That was
Yeah,
amazing. That was amazing.
One of the like stronger NPCs involved with that like ended up like it was supposed to like die during like a big like part of the larger battle scene or whatever, and it ended up following the player throughout the entire like map. It was like a
Yeah.
because it was like so close
Wow.
quarters. It was like scary. You wouldn't know where it is. It was funny.
This is such a nothing story because we're tiptoeing around everything.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
so
I'm beginning to
much.
think maybe this question is a bad one because
I think,
we're having to be so ambiguous.
Thinking of a non-spoilery one, I really appreciated. This is kind of a less specific thing, but I really appreciated when we kind of when iteration came together in multiple fronts to produce one thing that's really cool. I think one of the best things about this kind of collaborative modding, right? This kind of very tight, close quarters collaborative modding is that you have everyone else's strengths magnified by one another, right? So it's like I really, for example, like the pulse pistol model. I think it's one of the best models I made for Entropy 02. And then we have the amazing functionality, done by One Up and Blix, right? And then we have CW's amazing sound effects. We have Scion and if I don't know if No Small animated something for it. So if you did, awesome. If not, then still you're cool. Scion's animations as well, right? But then also the iteration process for even people who didn't directly, impact the asset, right? But still gave their feedback, and that led to a stronger result. That kind of collaborative stuff is like there are many individual stories of something we've done that's kind of come together because we all collaborated and iterated on something. But the Pulse Pistol is like a really strong example of just this thing that started off being a little bit shitty, really, and then it turned into like just this iconic sidearm, right? Because of the combined skill that we all brought to the table. And that kind of thing is what I think really, really defines Entropy 02 development for me. It's like all of these things that we had nascent ideas, and we iterated on them, developed them, transformed them into amazing things in their own right, and then moved on to the next one to do that with, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes for a lot of things in the mod, I think.
Basically, we're all very cool, and everybody should know.
Yeah, exactly. That's the takeaway from that.
So, yeah, I guess it's kind of hard to talk about these things without spoiling stuff. I was going to say, how do you guys feel that it's finally releasing?
In 30 minutes, I want to add, because I see in the chat,
Yes.
people are still asking this question, even though all day I have been replying to people on Steam and Discord. Oh, when's it coming out? When's the time? And it's in half an hour from now. That's all you need to know. Half an hour, and there'll be a cool thing 5 minutes.
There's
before.
a cool thing. There's a cool thing coming.
Yeah.
But okay, it's an accumulation of 4 to 5 years of constant work. I don't think we ever took like a long hiatus from working on this. Some of us went on holiday here and there, but it's basically been constantly chipped away at for the past 4 or 5 years, which is why we're doing such a big fanfare up to its release and not just hitting the button, because that would be a bit anticlimactic after working on this for so long.
Yes, it's so much blood, sweat, and tears in this, but good tears. Sometimes,
Yes.
mostly good.
Mostly,
tears.
yeah.
Mostly good tears. But yeah, I mean, releasing anything like this is always just like a crazy experience. It's just like I haven't been here as long as some people, but I've still been here pretty long now, and like it's just crazy to think that the end of the journey, well, the main leg of the journey, right? Because obviously there's post-release patches and all of that, but the real serious cycle is done, right? That's it. We've made our thing and we're going from there, and that's pretty cool. That whole experience of just there is another thing out there but is made, right, by us. We have added to our art and culture and all of that. And that's really cool to me whenever something like that comes to fruition.
I totally agree. It's been a really weird day, actually. Like, it's just been surreal.
It's like the last day of school.
Yeah, it's like it's so weird. This is totally different to how Entropy 01 released, by the way. Entropy 01, I was like, yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. And I went to bed, I woke up, I had some toast and a cup of tea, and I pushed the button. And that was it, didn't have a countdown or anything like that. Totally different.
We will have a Q&A, by the way, before the countdown begins, so it's going to be crazy trying to manage a Q&A with this many people. It's just going to
So many
flood.
people in chat.
Yeah, so we'll have to try and pick out questions. So hold them for now. Keep them in your brain skulls.
First
And
question.
unleash them when we
When's
open the
Entropy
Q&A.
Zero free, right? That's
That's
the most important
the first question. Yeah.
I think that's yeah.
one.
that's,
Entropy
that's
Zero
the
2,
question
episode
we're gonna
3,
get.
right?
I got a good question for you guys. What's the funniest bug that you encountered?
Oh boy.
Oh, I got one.
Um,
Go on, one up. You go on.
You first.
Oh, it was that one where Wilson would scream if you put him on top of the APC and he would just scream. the
Oh
whole way.
yeah, just constantly screaming.
To be fair, I think it was mostly in text, but it was still
yeah,
hilarious.
so good. I really wish that we had just recorded a sound just for that.
There's got to be more. I'm sure there's more. I'm struggling
Yeah,
to remember.
there's a bug I want to talk about, but I don't know if it borders on spoilers or not. It's
You know
not. It's
what,
not really spoilers. It's the
You know
one Breadman.
yeah, go on.
No,
go
go
on,
ahead.
one up. Sorry, no, go on. You go on.
Breadman, do you remember the one that I ran into in C43? I was gonna say in the map that the screenshots are of, but not all of them are that map. That one bug that I posted about, like, how would I even explain that?
I'm trying to think.
The one where I used a teleport command and I thought it was going to target one NPC, but it targeted another NPC. I don't know how to like explain what happened because I don't want it to be like.
Do you know what? I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I have so many like random memories of stuff. The thing is,
I'm going to hold off on that
it's
one.
all
I just feel like that one's.
spoilers.
It seems. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. We're trying to tiptoe around the spoilers a little bit. What else has happened that was really funny? There's been some weird ones.
I've had moments too, but I can't remember any that aren't spoilery.
I can think of one that's funny every time I came across it, and I was streaming within the team or recording a video. You know, sometimes I recorded videos and I sat with CW or whatever, and sometimes someone else. Every time the AR2 destroyed my eardrums. That was a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
That's not very
That was
funny.
that was a perpetual. Well, it's funny the first time it happens and you're not expecting it because it destroys your eardrums, but then you go, oh, what the fuck? So that's more like a funny by Schadenfreude kind of thing, and then after that you're like, oh, okay, maybe not.
In general, it's always funny when an NPC T-poses.
Oh,
It just
yeah,
comes across
yeah.
like a meme.
The shotgunner was like a big meme.
It's the
Yeah.
yeah.
There was
That always
I
makes
made
me laugh.
I made that one last week
Before I
or something,
cry.
right? One of the testers found one last
There's
week.
still some existing bugs where they will
Oh man, we
T-pose.
need to attach an anim event to the T-pose that makes the Vine boom noise.
That would be amazing.
Excellent.
But the sound cache thing, but that was an AR2 issue, right, Kralik? Was it like the sound cache not being cleared, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
we've had other issues with that were kind of funny. One of them that immediately comes to mind was in chapter 4. The APC would suddenly have a really loud sound following it.
Yes. Oh, it was like a
that was-
whooshing sound.
Oh, that
wasn't
one
it? Wasn't
scared me.
That was, I think it was after like like CW replaced a wind sound with a better one or something, and like that ended up messing up the sound cache. So like that when you would be driving on the APC, I know it was really bad sound and suddenly start following it. It was like, you know, it's like it became the Venture Ghost. It was the Venture Ghost.
It was the Venture Ghost. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. We've had lots of sounds.
That one
Yeah.
and another bug actually kind of scared me. Like, there's some bugs that I run into that are just uncanny that kind of freak me out because I'm not expecting them.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like there's just been so much. Like I'm just thinking, I'm trying to like think of things. Like I tell you, a highlight of development for me was building the new Zentarium last winter. I don't know, that was just so when we were developing Entropy Zero initially, we had this like system that we didn't plan for it. It kind of just happened where I would build maps and then you guys would test them like every week, and I would like react to that feedback, and then we would move on, and we did the maps in like chronological order. And then when we had finished building all the maps, we kind of moved away from that. We went like we went onto Trello, or well, it was spreadsheets for ages, which was terrible. Why did we use spreadsheets? Trello has been so good. I'm not sponsored, by the way. Trello has been handy, for us. We've found that's really worked in this sort of last year. But going back to my original point, when I was building the updated Zentarium, it kind of gave me the same vibes as like early development, when I was building the map and you guys would then test it and give me feedback, and I'd go back and I'd do more. It was just nice. It was a good time.
That map really shines, I think, because it was done so late in development. Like, you had such a clear idea of what you needed the map to be, and it's kind of a unique map. Like, it follows a different sort of design paradigm from the rest of the game, I think. That actually presented some problems for us. We had to add in some things to try to help players understand how that map works and how it's different from the rest of the game. But I think that map is just really kind of special because it is different. It's a lot of fun. I love playing that map.
I really like it. I wish we could have made it bigger. And as well, you know about this one up, I think. We tried, but it was there's too much for the source engine in that map. I don't know, it just couldn't hack it. We tried it. What do we call it? Drone share.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into the details, but that's what it was called. And like, we had this, one day, maybe I'll turn it into a deployment or something.
Because, like, in order to actually fit that in, you would have needed to put in another level transition.
Yeah.
And not only would that be, like, really annoying, but it would also present some problems because it'd be like a level transition while you're moving on like a vehicle.
That's right.
And it just, it wasn't happening within the time frame. It made me sad because what you were working on that you had to cut was really good.
It was really exciting and fun to work on. It made me sad too, but I think at the time we were like, oh, well, if we want to make that February 2022 release...
Oh boy, remember that? Well, this is funny because we're talking about these release dates, but we never announced these, right? So
no.
This is something we sort of prided ourselves on. We never set a release date publicly and then had to delay the game. We've had internal delays and release dates and stuff, but we never went out to the public and said, Entropy 02 coming out in February, woo, we never did that.
Nope. Didn't want to hold ourselves to it until I knew we were ready. Which is crazy, because right now I'm like, oh my god. But, was it February 10th or something like that? That's what it would have been. I can't even imagine. I mean, I'm so glad we didn't, because the game is markedly better just for the last however many months it's been this year.
Absolutely. We've been working up until the line. I mean, not the line, but like up to a couple of weeks up until the 1.0 that we've made. It's been development. But speaking of development, what are the post-release plans? Will we get more Bad Cop? Entropy 03?
Oh, of course. So, deployments. One-Up, do you want to talk workshop for a minute? Do you want to talk workshop?
Sure.
Because you've been dealing with that today.
So we have workshop already at launch, and it's already live, which is pretty exciting. This is a pretty basic implementation of the workshop, because this is a source mod. We don't have a lot of custom tools or anything around it. It's pretty much the bare bones, simple implementation of it. But what it means is that we can upload add-ons that will override content in EZ2. So you can add maps into the game. You can replace like skins for weapons, that sort of thing. And that's already all available. There's a guide up on Steam. We're really excited to see what people make, especially custom maps. We like to call them deployments, based on the old idea of having like different deployments of Bad Cop into different situations, like little like sort of anthology stories. Deployment is maybe a bit of a misnomer now because like the first deployment actually doesn't feature Bad Cop. It's about a rebel, so the name has kind of it's stuck around. We still call them deployments, but deployments are just like custom side stories in EZ2, and we really want to see everyone in the community. What are your stories? What stories would you tell with these tools that we built? The source code is already available on GitHub. You can reach it. There should be where would they find a link to that? There's a link on the Entropy Zero website. There's one on ModDB. Should put one in like the description or the chat or something. But yeah, source code is already available to peruse if you want to see how the game works. Of course, you can make source mods with it once the game launches. Hammer, of course, ships with the game just like any other Source app. We're using Source SDK 2013, so you can expect it to be pretty much very similar to how you would make a mod for Source SDK 2013. All the tools come shipped with the app. There is some extra setup steps, which I documented on the Steam guides for how to set up Hammer, because we use map-based. There's some shader things that are different, just a couple extra steps to set it up. But yeah, I hopefully you can tell I'm really excited to see what people make with the tools.
Yeah.
Might have been a bit of a ramble. Sorry.
No,
that's my answer.
all good. No, seriously, it's good. I'm super excited as well, and I know I've already got some ideas of some maps that I'm going to be making for the workshop.
Me
yeah.
too.
It's
So
just-
excited.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a kind of like a platform of its own, which is really nice. They get a lot of like arms, and this is like generalizing here, but like you get a lot of freedom with the kind of deployments you can make. You don't have to be bad cop. Like One Up was saying, the deployment that he's made is about somebody else, which is really exciting. And you know, the view models work with that. You know,
We just need documentation on how to do all this stuff now, I suppose, which will
that's it.
eventually come.
And like I said, we have a documentation on there's Steam guides for how to set up Hammer, as well as how to push an add-on to the workshop. I imagine, you know, I'd like to write a lot more about like how do you use like some of the custom entities that we have in Hammer. You know, how do you make different kinds of mods? What's the best way to set up a mod? All kinds of things. But right now it's just the 2 guides. But those 2 guides are all you need to get started. So it should all be available at launch.
It's really exciting. I can't wait to see what people do with it.
Indeed. Now, given that there's like 10 minutes until the countdown, shall we open up for Q&A?
Yeah, why not?
All right,
do
fuck, here we go.
Q&A.
Floodgates open. Send us in your questions. I suppose I'll be the poor soul to fish them out of the river
Yes, you
Styx.
do that. Yeah.
Right, okay, let's have a look. Let's see. Got to wait for the stream to catch up.
Oh, here it comes.
Okay, so Sydney PA asks, why is the colon in Entropy 0 offset by design? Asking the real questions here.
Uh-huh.
Because it looks nice, because it's in the middle.
There you go, it's in the middle, looks nice. Fantastic answer.
There's a question I saw a lot earlier. What was the origin of the name Entropy 0?
Oh, that's a good question. So, it's basically to do. Originally, it was to do with temperature, because it was going to be set in obviously like a cold environment, and I was going to call it Absolute Zero, but it turns out there's a mod called Absolute Zero already. And then as I, got into the writing of it with Entropy Zero, with the Quantinode and everything that was happening with stasis, I sort of thought I'll science it up a bit and call it Entropy Zero. The name actually, like the point of the colon, it's like it's saying entropy is 0, but yeah. Anyway, that there you go. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So the pooper Snooper asks, what are the main changes between the difficulties?
I think, honestly, Entropy 02 is way more forgiving. I don't know if that's just because I've been playing it for 5 years and I've got really, really good at it, because I play it on hard all the time. I'd say the difficulty of Entropy 02, it's totally fairer than the first game. Wouldn't you guys agree? I think we tuned it really well.
I mean, I'm a pro gamer, so I don't notice anything, I breeze through easy 1, breeze through easy 2, whatever, man,
In my opinion, Easy 2 is there's a lot less like bullshit that happens to you. It might be more difficult in some areas, but when you die, it feels like okay, like I legitimately died here, and not like I died to something stupid. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of that in the first game.
The turret hallway?
Yeah.
Turret hallway. My biggest regret, tangent quickly, when you're first seeing the hunter in Entropy 01, those gantry things that you're walking on that randomly break, that's just bullshit. That is bullshit. I might go back to that. And,
Were you cackling like a goblin when you made that in Hammer?
Yes.
I think I think we needed more stalker escort sections in Entropy 02 personally.
Nah,
was a
man, I
real
wanted
lack
a
of
head
those
crab
in,
escort section, just a very slowly waddling head crab with 1 HP.
Uh-huh.
Next question, Trivy.
Okay, so Andrew Smith asks, did you have a sequel in mind when making the ending of Entropy Zero?
No. In
Good
fact,
question.
I was like, I'm not doing this again because it took me 2 years and it was really difficult and it took a long time. What I have learned is it was difficult because I was doing it mostly by myself. Entropy Zero 2's development has been a lot smoother and, I don't know, things have just come together better. But when I finished Entropy Zero 1, I didn't have a sequel in mind.
Wow, okay. Now, I'm not picking on anybody in particular here, but I've seen it crop up a couple of times. We've already explained this, and I will summarize it as Easy 2 M mod?
Oh my god.
Better explain why that is not possible.
Yeah, we get a question about that a lot, and there's other variations as well, like Easy 2 on Android, Easy 2 for Gmod, or Easy 2 for Synergy. The problem is, with these other mods, a lot of times people can run maps in them that aren't part of the mod. They're maps from outside of the mod for Half-Life 2, and that's great. But Entropy Zero 2 is a mod that has custom code. It has custom binaries. It has features that make it Easy 2 that are unique to Easy 2. You can't really just take Easy 2's maps and run them in Mmod because then you would lose all the characters and all the new NPCs and all the new weapons. Like, it wouldn't really be Easy 2 anymore. And I mean, I'm sure it would be possible with a lot of work to remake Easy 2 as like a Gmod campaign or something, but it would be basically starting from the ground up and doing a remake. There's no way to port from one to the other. And one thing that you could do is if you wanted to make a new mod that like combined Easy 2 with another mod, our source code is available. So it is possible to like create a new mod by merging the source code of different mods. And mods that are available on GitHub should facilitate you doing that. But not everyone publishes their source code on GitHub, and that's okay. Not all mods are available with their source code. Open source, if you will. So it's not always possible, basically. But our code is available. If you want to do something with our code, it's out there. But we basically can't just smoosh Easy 2 into other mods. It's not really how it works. We get asked about Mmod a lot, and it gets a little bit frustrating because it's just not. The request doesn't really make any sense.
It's not up to us, essentially.
Yes,
it's not.
Exactly.
We can't make Mmod compatible with Easy 2. It's the Mmod need to do that themselves. They need to open source, or heck, even approach us about it. Who knows? If the creator of Mmod came and said, "Hey, I want to make an Easy 2 compatibility with Mmod," we'd be like, "Yeah,
that's it."
And we'd help you out
We'd definitely be able to help with that. But it's not something that we can do on our own.
Yep. So there you go. Never ask this ever again. Right. So here's
someone will.
Yeah. Oh well. Here's a pretty basic question, but Helljumper asks, how long is the game?
It's about 7 to 9 hours long, which is really bloody long. I think,
it is really friggin' long.
It is really long, and we felt it when we were testing. Absolutely, like. Well, you remember, guys, when we did some big tests before internally, we basically split ourselves up into teams of like 2 or 3 groups, didn't we? And then we ran through different sections of the game, just because it is so freaking long.
Yeah, takes a long time.
Which is
but there you go.
But yeah, that's it.
So Morgan Griffith asks, how much of the game is original material used, like from Half-Life 2, etc., and how much of the game is made from us?
I mean, tons of it is original now. I mean, there are so many sounds, all the code, brand new NPCs, assets. I don't really know how to answer that question without saying. It's more Entropy Zero 2 than it is Half-Life 2. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think
I don't know if that's true or not.
I think it's I think it's gone to a point where you can't clearly see.
Yes, I would agree with that.
It's clearly at the point
colloquially, I would say that's true. I don't know if that's technically true, but it feels like it's true.
Technically, the term would be a total conversion mod. I don't know if I would call Easy 2 that.
Yeah.
I think I think
I think I would.
I think I would. Yeah, I think I would
Mm.
call it a total.
We
convert.
use, I mean, like most of the assets we have are in some way derived from Half-Life 2. You know,
Yes.
even the ones that we've modified a lot, but they're all modified. So I guess it depends on how you frame like what is original
that's
versus
true.
what is, because like we kind of modified everything, but it's all kind of extrapolated from Half-Life 2's DNA. So I don't even know how to answer it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think we modified head crabs. Or well,
No.
I guess we did a little
Well,
bit.
well, I mean,
Well,
except for the variations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't modify the basic kind, but there's a
There's
lot more
plenty of
kinds now.
textures that are still vanilla from Valve games,
Yeah.
I think. So there you go,
Yeah.
textures.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, we're getting close to time, so I'll be quick.
Oh, we
Jeremiah
are. Wow.
Abernathy asks, will there be achievements, and if so, how many?
Yes.
Yes.
30. How many of them are? It changed.
30 something.
There's a lot.
There
many
are.
Of them did, many of them did.
But are we
39.
thinking because we had a lot of because we brainstormed a whole bunch of achievement ideas. Not all of them made it into the release. Do
Yep.
you think we'll be adding some of these achievements in patches?
I don't know.
I doubt it, but I guess it's possible.
I never say never. I think patches will probably focus mostly on bugs and outstanding issues. I don't think we'll be adding that because I know we added some to Easy 1, but that was a little bit different. But you know, I wouldn't count it out. It's possible.
So that'd be a nice incentive for people to go and replay the game. Is hunt down some new achievements.
Yeah.
Time to
there's
canonize
already-
Roland, my friend.
The 39 achievements are going to be pretty difficult to get all of because like they include, for example, the challenge maps. So like that'll be that takes some replay to get it.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
I can personally confirm you can get all the achievements because as of today, I've 100% perfected
Woo!
the game.
I haven't even 100%ed it yet because I haven't done the challenges.
Yeah,
I felt
need-
obliged to. Some
I'm
bad
glad
cop
like
behavior.
somebody has to before we can hit the button. We can't ship a game if we don't know
That's
if the
it.
achievements are working.
All right. Well,
All right,
that
well-
is the sorry to cut you short, but that is the last question that I want to do because it's 5-2, so we're gonna have to hit the countdown imminently. But go ahead, Spencer.
No, yeah. Go ahead. Let's countdown. Let's do it.
Okay,
Should we do the countdown right now?
doing
yeah?
the countdown. Okay.
Okay,
Have
guys.
chills.
We're going for the countdown. We're coming back after the countdown, aren't we? We're coming back.
Yeah.
For it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People need to
That's cool.
download the game. They,
That's
you know.
it. Yeah. Right. So for the time being, there's going to be a countdown, and then hopefully the game will be released. So let's do this. Let's do
Cross
the
your fingers.
countdown. Cross
Fuck
our
your
fingers.
butts.
Here we go. Okay, guys, so it's out. It's
That's
there.
what you're
It
here for.
worked. We pushed the
Hopefully.
button and it went live and it's amazing. Hurrah! So go and play it. We're all like,
Yeah, go download it now.
go and download
What are you
it.
still
Have fun.
doing here? What are you doing here?
Yeah, go
It's
play the
over.
game, boys. You waited
It's
long enough.
over.
Go
Go
on.
home.
Go give it a go.
The YouTube
Go home.
comments.
Play the game.
I've never seen YouTube comments go so fast in my fucking life.
Leave us a good review before you even play the game.
I'm just thinking of that review. You know the one.
Which one?
I
go
promise
to
to
bed.
finish the release song at some point.
Oh yeah, that's an unfinished song.
I'll finish it. It'll happen someday.
I can't wait to see playthroughs and streams.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
neither.
I
Can't
can't
wait.
do it.
Yes.
Can't wait to see
considered-
it.
After like we get this wrapped up, I've considered like jumping into the public VC and just seeing what's happening in there. Have you
It's gonna
seen,
be
guys
so
seen that?
chaotic.
I'll join
I do
it
know
too.
someone. There's a Trip Mine. There's a couple people from Trip Mine Studios, Operation Black Mesa, who are going to be streaming this. I'm going to go
I wanna
join
watch
one of
that.
them.
For real?
Yeah, a guy
Oh,
called
man.
Oh,
yeah.
Guy called
Are
Amicus.
they streaming it on YouTube?
They're going to stream it on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to join his
Oh.
stream even.
Yeah,
to-
if you
to
could send
sit
me a
with
link,
him and
I'll watch
talk a bit.
that.
Sweet.
I'm just going to
Nice.
sit in the voice
I've been
chat
trying to
with him
figure out
and
like who am I going to watch because I want to watch a stream, but I don't know which one.
yeah. Well, I'll put the link in here because I'll probably go jump on it and see his reactions to, all the stuff, and I'll stream it on the RTBR side of things at some point, and maybe bring CW along and stuff like that. Hey, CW, talk about it. See all that.
Oh man, I can't believe it. We did it.
Somebody's at 35% already. That's a fast download.
Oh no, I
Yeah,
see
wow.
someone in chat saying he didn't know he needed Half-Life 2.
No.
No.
Well,
Who would have thought you'd for a
There'll
mod of
probably be a
Half-Life 2 you
sale.
would need the source material?
Yeah, you gotta have
that's
Half-Life
a
2.
frequently asked question that we didn't cover. You need to own Half-Life 2 in your Steam library. You don't need to have it installed.
How much does it cost right now? Let's see.
Probably not very much. It's been out for
It's £7.19
years.
in the UK. So
£7?
it's a tenner.
I
It's a
don't know,
tenner
Trivy. In this fucking economy, mate. I don't
in
think
this
we can-
economy. Yeah, shit.
That's my child's food for the weekend, man. Come on.
Oh, they don't need that. They need Entropy Zero too.
That's it.
Exactly. All right, kids, you're eating well today. Entropy 0.
oh no.
Mom, I want bread. Well, we have bread at home.
We have bread man.
What a ride this has been. Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
It's
Something I
surreal.
think that we should do, if for those of us who wants to do it, is like do a let's play of Entropy Zero, record it, upload it onto our own channels with like our own commentary, and then we put
Yeah.
it all in a big playlist. So you've got like
Yeah.
One Up D's Entropy Zero 2 playthrough, Red Band's Entropy Zero
Yeah.
2 playthrough, blah blah blah, and it gives like this
Yeah.
our own.
I'd almost be
perspective.
scared to do that. Like, I'm gonna find so many things that I wish we would have done
Yep.
differently. That
I'll be
I'm
like,
gonna
no, I
figure
could have
out, but-
remade this computer case. Oh, maybe
Yeah.
I should have added Fong to that. Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely, I'd find things like that. I wish we built a second Zentarian map and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
there's developer commentary as well that's going to come post-release. I'm not sure if we mentioned that.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
about
we
that.
didn't mention
commentary.
that, did we? Yeah, we want to
Yeah,
do
but-
developer commentary, absolutely.
That's our plan. Like our original plan was to do it before release, but we're gonna do it afterwards, just so that we did that so that we have more time to work in the game, and also because I think the only reason developer commentary shipped with Valve's games because they were retail copies that can't easily be updated. I think they did it like later. I think that's why they kind of changed their strategy for Half-Life Alyx, releasing it like however many months later. It might not be that. May not take that long though, as long as they did.
I mean, I've recorded some of mine like
Yeah,
ages
you've already
ago.
recorded your...
Yeah.
Well, ages ago, we kind of had a different plan. Like, we'll see. We'll have to see like how we, exactly what we're going to be talking about and how we're going to present that information.
Mine's like, I'm really proud of this fan here that I made. Got really good lighting on it. Here's how I made it.
voice chat developer there. I said I put it on the front page of ModDB, and there it is.
Oh,
that's
thanks
right.
so much, man.
Hey,
Thank you.
there it is.
Yay.
Oh, nice picture.
Oh,
It's also
love
I
it.
picked that one because I thought that one's appropriate, right? That's on.
Yeah,
that one's been right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man,
It's on the socials as well, like Twitter and
hell
all
yeah,
that.
that's what I made for New Year's, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fitting for a celebration.
And I also made the countdown video for those who are unaware. It was me. I made that.
Looks like
Not the
little
music
video
though.
of
That
it.
was Spencer.
yeah,
Amazing
that was
track.
Trivy's work. We should have said that before we did the countdown video. That was so Trivy did the video, Spencer did the music for that, and it was really fucking cool.
Spine tingling.
I've been watching that like the last 2 weeks. Every now and then I'll just put it on and be like, ooh.
I do that too. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I thought
thank
I was
God.
being weird.
Yeah, I thought I was being weird too. I thought that was like a weird admission there.
I played an older version of the countdown when we released the source code, but I don't think anybody noticed when we did that. I just had it on my
Just had
computer
it on
as
there.
I was hitting the button on
I
that.
didn't notice.
I remember being really apprehensive about that, but
Oh my god, I can't believe it's out there. Some people are saying it's done in the YouTube comments, so they've got the game.
Some people have
They
like a
got the game.
gigabit internet, you know.
That's it. Oh my god. I'm gonna find out.
Mine finished downloading a little while ago.
Yeah, so did mine.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Got in there nice and early, you know what I mean? Just right away.
I can't believe it. It's like it just feels surreal.
It's incredible.
This is an
It is
amazing
just an incredible feeling to it's out there. People can play it. People probably are playing it right now. Those lucky
Oh my God.
bastards who have
let's
downloaded it
check
100%. SteamDB, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
See who's
I feel
how
like
many
I'm
concurrent
like
players.
shell shocked.
Yeah, we should check that.
I'm
Snazzy
moving very
snaz.
slowly. 3 players playing right now. Okay. We gotta pump up those numbers.
Wow, those are good numbers. 3 people.
We've really
Can you put the link in the voice chat, Dev?
Those years were
Oh,
worth
yeah.
it, gentlemen. These are unprecedented numbers.
Those
Oh,
lucky
me and
3
Me and those
people.
both did it. There it is.
Seriously though, those are the 3. If we think about it, right? Those are the 3 first.
Those
people
are the first 3 people to ever
to
play.
it, apart from testers.
Who
I
could they
think- I
be?
At least one of our playtesters is playing the game right now, I think. So
Oh.
Okay, 2
One of the
people.
expected ones.
we have 2 new players in game, maybe, or at least.
Oh
Excellent.
my god,
All-time peak. 3 players. We gotta have remember Bad Cop.
we did
It's
it.
a smash hit.
Remember Bad Cop? Yes.
Oh god. 10 years from now.
Excellent.
Remember Bad Cop.
Mm.
It's kind of just dawning on me that everyone's gonna find out what's going on with Bad Cop, and oh my god, everything.
Oh.
Yeah, the story is out there.
Holy shit!
There might be for Americans and people in time zones prior to you, Breadman. By the time you wake up, there might be people who have seen the whole story as it is. If
Oh,
they just sit down
guaranteed.
and they play it for the whole day, you'll wake up
Guaranteed.
and there'll be people who know what's up. How about that? Every spoiler,
just
all the
scary.
ending, crazy shit.
Crazy. I'm pulling a bit of a
Crazy.
late one tonight though, because I want to see some of the reactions and
Same.
I do
I
too.
mean, I do that anyway on a Saturday, but
Yeah.
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 Usually I'm on VR on Saturday nights, but I feel like tonight I'm probably going to be watching Easy 2.
Yeah.
why not both?
Why not
You can
both?
watch
Yeah,
it-
You can watch it in movie
pull
and
up a
chill.
stream in VR. I love that idea.
Excellent.
We already have.
Get a
Is
cuddle
it
puddle
gonna have
going in
its own
VR chat
stream?
and watch some
Like,
Entropy 02.
Lost one up again. He's already gone.
Exactly.
He's gone.
Yeah,
The cuddle puddle has called him.
He's on the headset. Couldn't resist.
My Discord
Is that-
crashed.
Oh
Do we know
no.
if
What,
Easy
did
2
you
is
just
gonna
say
have
the
its own
cuddle puddle has
category?
called him?
Yeah.
Do we know if Easy 2 is going to have its own category in Twitch? Like for
I think
for,
it
like,
already
games?
does. Cause okay, so we noticed on SteamDB that the number of Twitch players was going up even though the game wasn't launched, and that was kind of weird. And it's because I think you can self-report your game as Easy 2 before it launched. So some people would just play
yeah.
Easy 1 and list it as Easy 2, and it would show up in SteamDB.
I have posted the first review to the Steam page.
You have posted the first review.
Game sucks.
I hope it's a positive review.
No! I've hated this entire experience from the very day it began, and only now the very machinations that I have been concocting are coming to be.
You hated
The
it.
single negative review.
It turns out Bad Cop hated AZ all along.
Uh,
I decided to just ping the whole RTBR server for that, by the way, as well.
game sucks. I go to bed.
That's the one I'm waiting for.
Do you recommend this game? The ginger guy is all right. Ginger guy is all right.
Oh yeah, Redman. I guess should you just do like an ad to everyone in the Discord server? Say it's
Oh
released.
yeah, I should probably tell Discord that the game's been released.
Yeah,
Oh,
there might be
man,
people
I bet they
sleeping
don't
right
even
now.
know. I
You're
bet they
telling
don't even know.
Telling
Probably
everyone
sitting
except
there.
for the server that is actually about Entropy Zero.
They're just sitting there like, oh man, when's the game coming out? Oh,
I mean, they know
we
about
thought it
the
was
stream.
today.
Presumably.
Maybe send out like a tweet as well or something.
Oh yeah, I should probably tweet as well. I should probably do that. Twitter has been crazy today. I've never had my Twitter be as busy as it was today.
I like it when Bad Cop kick into the room and says it's Entropy time and Entrope all over those rebel.
That's my favorite part of EZ2.
Yeah.
I think we wrote that
Breadman,
bit really good.
You didn't didn't ping everyone. You pinged a person named everyone.
What the hell? There's a person. Oh God!
what the fuck? What? How? God
No, you
damn
need
it.
to-
Oh my
you
God!
can't- you
That was. Oh.
You can't edit it or it won't work. So you
Delete
need to
it and remake
to
it.
repost it. Yeah, you need to
You give
repost it
a
or it
ping
won't pick.
to
Oh my
like
God.
whenever you select like
There you go. It's done.
No, but I mean it didn't.
God,
Oh wait, no,
editing
sorry,
it
that's
was-
the OST. My bad.
Yeah, sorry.
that's great.
I
Go-
got
just go
bamboozled.
to back
Yeah.
again. Oh, there it is.
There
Now
we
you
go.
got it. Now you got it.
Bamboozled at the last
There we go.
minute.
Excellent. You
Oh
love
my
to see it.
God! I just. I can't believe it's out. Oh my God, we did it, guys. We did it.
We did it.
fucking years.
There it is.
Oh. Wow.
We
Wow.
fucking did it somehow.
Well, suppose we better get working on Entropy 03 then.
Yeah, right, off we go.
Oh, don't say
Don't
that.
leave people on.
Episode
Don't leave
three.
people on.
So, Spencer, we're going to need a whole soundtrack for that, and one up,
Yeah,
we're
I'll
going
get
to
right
need
on it.
Blix and need more code. Oh my God. I will miss it, though. I'm going to say this. I was thinking this today. I'm going to fucking miss it. I really will. When it's all quiet and I'm like, come home from work again and I sit down, I'm like, I would be mapping now, or I would be doing Entropy 02 stuff now. I'm going to miss it like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why we have custom maps.
Absolutely, yeah. 100%. There's going to be... I've already got some ideas for some deployments and stuff. I might have to be careful with deployments, because I'm thinking... Every time I have an idea, I'm like, well, I could do this, and then it starts turning into a fucking, like, campaign in my head, and I'm like, oh, God.
Entropy 02, episode 1.
That's it. We could do 3 episodes. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Entropy 0 Alex is what happens.
That's it.
Entropy 0 Wilson.
Entropy
Oh,
0...
God.
we do a VR game, Entropy 0 Wilson. It's really simple.
Yeah.
You don't do anything, you just
Instead of
him.
Entropy 0, we do
You just
Entropy 1.
experience it.
Dude, it would be fucking sick if we had VR support for
Oh,
Easy 2,
It
man.
would be amazing.
That'd be really interesting. God, imagine driving around the APC in VR. It'd be nauseating.
It really would. Just the combat as well, because the combat in EZ2 is so, like, I don't know, it's just so good. It's just so, like, in your face. Imagine having, like, a brute run up to you in VR. I would scream. I would literally...
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh jeez.
Quick question: are we still live?
yeah,
We
yeah,
are
we
still
are.
alive.
Yes, we are. Yes.
I'll probably wrap it up soon.
I wasn't
though.
sure if we had ended
Still alive.
We should probably wrap it up so people can actually, you know, go and play the game.
I know, we're holding them hostage here. There's no way they
Yeah,
can
stop
escape
using your
this
bandwidth on the
stream.
stream.
That's it. Go and download Entropy 02. Go and play it. Take your time with it. It is like filled with details and narrative and lore stuff. There is so much of it in the game. It's insane. Go and play it and then tell us what you think.
That's all we want.
That's it. That's
It
all we
fuels
want.
us.
And we don't want your money. Stop offering me money, for God's sake.
We don't want your pocket money.
We didn't do this for money, okay?
Yeah.
We did it for Let's Plays. No, we didn't do it for Let's Plays, but we did.
It's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
Exactly.
Oh no. People are gonna take that like completely seriously.
Oh, God. What have we done? Seriously, though, go and play the game. Go and enjoy it. We hope you do.
Let us know what you think. We want to hear your theories. You know what you thought of the story. I can't wait to see the reception.
Don't post spoilers outside of the spoiler channels, please.
Don't
Be
do that.
kind. Be cool to each other.
That's it. So that's it. We did it. Oh my God. So thank you so much for joining us tonight for this stream. It's been one hell of a ride. Can't believe we pushed the button. We'll see you soon.
See ya!